Hey y'all, and welcome to Brawl. My name is Brian, and Marco Rubio absolutely wrecks Tim Kaine when he goes way off the rails, fully embracing the woke nonsense that has destroyed the Democrat Party. Let's dive in.
You are entitled to entrance as a refugee if you demonstrate a well-justified fear of persecution.
No, you're not entitled.
So
you're
can
allowed.
you have a different standard based upon the color of somebody's skin? Would that be acceptable?
Well, I'm not the one arguing that. Apparently you are, because you don't like the fact that they're white, and that's why they're
coming.
coming.
Say that would be unacceptable.
Well, no,
that
I would say that the United States,
a very easy thing
the United
to say.
States has a right to pick and choose who they allow into the United States.
Even based on the color of somebody's skin.
You're the one that's talking about the color of their skin, not me. These
You're
are people whose farms were being burned down and they were killed because of the color of their skin. Well, you've demonstrated enough because you think anyone should be allowed into this country for any reason because they met a certain criteria.
Who has said that?
We are going to prioritize people that come into our country on the basis of what's in the interest of this country. That's a small number of people that are coming.
But you said this weekend that
but
there
in other
would be more.
cases, it's harder to vet. In other cases, it's more difficult. And by the way, the United States admits people every year. 1 million people come to this country every year legally. 1 million
and
people
now
a year come to this
there
country
is
legally.
one group
no
of people that have an
easy
pass into this country. For the first time, this administration has said Afrikaners get an easy pass and refugee programs for the remainder of the world are shut off. And you can't say to the American public that we should apply this statute in an even-handed way.
No, I think it should be applied in a way.
No,
you shouldn't be shocked. It should be applied in the national interest of the United States. Our immigration policy should be based on the national interest of the United States, period, end of story. If there is a subset of people that are easier to vet, who we have a better understanding of who they are and what they're going to do when they come here, they're going to receive preference, no doubt about it. There are a lot of sad stories around the world, millions and millions of people around the world. It's heartbreaking. We cannot assume millions and millions of people around the world. No country can. So you have to have a process of deciding who do you prioritize, who do you allow in. We do it all the time. We do it in our immigration system now under our current laws. Unfortunately, it's primarily based on family connection and not on what they're going to contribute to the society from a merit standpoint. That should be changed, but that'll require statutory changes. But the bottom line is this notion that somehow we have to accept anyone who wants to come to the United States is absurd. No country in the world has an immigration policy like that.
And no one is arguing that we should.
Absurd is the right word here. And remember, folks, this is the interesting thing about politics. Marco Rubio used to be the moderate. Tim Kaine used to be a moderate. These guys, Marco Rubio used to be a senator from Florida. I'm a Georgia boy, but my parents loved Marco Rubio. They were actually a little bit mad when he didn't win the primary in 2016. Fortunately for everyone, that Marco Rubio lost, and now he's Secretary of State. This is what happens in different political climates. Marco Rubio has figured out, this old, fake, compassionate conservatism isn't the way to go anymore. We've seen it be wrong time and time and time again. That's what Bush the Younger tried to be a compassionate conservative. It did not work. Okay, compassionate conservatism didn't work. All right, now let's look at Tim Kaine here. This dude was the moderate of moderates. If you wanted to get some legislation pushed through, you wanted to go to Tim Kaine to see if it would pass on the other side. You wanted to go to guys like Tim Kaine because he was moderate, he was earnest, he would at least look at what you were trying to do, and you could get some sausage made with Tim Kaine back in the day. That's why Hillary Clinton picked him, because she was so extreme at her time, and Tim Kaine was the moderate that was supposed to bring people back into the party going, okay, she's not that crazy. History has proven that completely false. But Tim Kaine used to be the moderate for Democrats. Marco Rubio used to be the moderate for Republicans. Now he's a MAGA dude and understands fully that we need to change the way we do immigration. Compare that to Tim Kaine, who has fully embraced the woke, ridiculous progressive, where you are constantly seeing race. Why? Someone needs to come up with something called, quite literally, race cards, and you pass them out to people who are losing arguments. I think someone would make a lot of money with that idea, because that's what's going on here. The progressive ideology, the woke ideology, the leftist ideology, they're all in the same ridiculous handbasket that's going off to God knows where, and basically creating things that, making things worse when things were slowly getting better. Things were getting better. And then, for some insipid reason, we decided as a nation to briefly embrace woke ideology, okay? Under the Biden administration, it got crazy, it got weird, and Americans finally said, enough of this nonsense. The reason that Trump won 7 swing states, I repeat, all 7 of them, was in part due to the woke nonsense. And that's downstream of the reality of illegal immigration. And the Democrats here want to play the race card. They are legitimately angry. And when I say legitimately, what I'm really saying is they're angry. They're just angry at the fact that we're allowing people who have been displaced from their homes in South Africa, Dutch Afrikaners, Boers, we're allowing them into our country because, guess what? South Africa ain't doing so hot. Ever since Nelson Mandela left office, things started getting a whole lot worse. And they're not going to get better anytime soon. And the Democrats, for some reason, will look at that and say, well, how dare the Afrikaners leave? The current president of South Africa is now meeting with Donald Trump. There's a reason that we let 55 Afrikaners inside the United States, let them immigrate here right before a major meeting between the President Trump and the President of South Africa. So that was meant on purpose because there's a huge geopolitical shift that's happening. And what's going on in South Africa? It ain't good. It ain't good. I happen to know a handful of people from South Africa, and to this day, whenever I meet them, I tell them, I am thankful you're here in the States. I'm glad you got out. Things are about to get really bad down there. But the reality is, in terms of American politics, is that Democrats keep on wanting to play the race card. This is not what we're trying to do. This is not what America is supposed to be about. Why are they still playing this game? They think that this is going to work in their circles. They think that it's going to curry favor. And the only people who buy this nonsense are ridiculous, rich, affluent, white urban liberals. Okay? The rich ivory tower lives in their gated community, don't actually have to deal with the city problems, but they live close enough to where they can claim that they're part of X, Y, or Z city. It doesn't matter to them. They don't understand what they're doing. They don't realize the damage that they're accidentally causing. And so I wish that this was something that was done by mistake, but Tim Kaine knows better. This senator knows better. Again, he used to be the moderate that Democrats went to in order to pass legislation. This dude was quite literally the smell test. And boy, are the Democrats failing it time and time and time again. It's disheartening. Because 20 years ago, these Democrats would not have been talking like this. They would have looked at immigration. They would have seen illegal immigration as a problem, and then they would have passed tougher crime legislation. Granted, they tried that, and boy, did that backfire in their face. Because it basically destroyed communities. Because Democrats, deep down, can't govern. They can't. They try time and time again to pass either woke nonsense or moderate Democrat nonsense, and it doesn't work. Meanwhile, Marco Rubio has then looked at compassionate conservatism and has abandoned that entirely, and he is thriving as Secretary of State. This is something that he's been wanting for a long, long time, and I'm glad that he's in the position he is now, because this is something that he has desperately wanted, and it turns out he's really darn good at it. He has embraced the MAGA agenda because, as it turns out, the MAGA is mostly a moderation between Democrat and Republican, as Democrats have gone farther left, as Republicans have stayed stagnant. That agenda has been better for the United States, and now it's better for the people wanting to leave South Africa. Meanwhile, the Democrats are angry about this. They want to play the race card. This is not what what America is supposed to be about. Okay? We're supposed to be past that, but they keep on wanting to dig up the past. They keep on wanting to push a narrative that has been dead and buried. And the reality is, it's time to move on from this nonsense. And Marco Rubio is doing that perfectly in this video. Folks, my name is Brian. Hope you enjoyed that segment here on Politab. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Catch you on the next one. Until then, y'all have a good one.